The idea, we also have a group here today. That's me. Rick Arnold is a nice gentleman in the back there, the 30-year-old guy with the white hair, just premature gray. And then Mac, sitting next to him. Mac will be saving Rick continuously, only because Rick had broke a couple ribs. So whenever you see him go like this and then wince just a teeny bit, Mac will be there to help him. What's a fair, useful service life for a building? What's a fair lifespan? 100, 150? Because you guys, there's 150-year-old houses here, right? So I've asked this question for probably over 20 years. When I was in Poland, I was with the Polish American Home Builders Association through the Department of Agriculture. I asked builders in Poland, how long should houses last? What did they say? Hundreds of years, they said. Yeah, hundreds of years it should last. On the East Coast, I always get 150 to 200. Midwest is usually 100 to 150. The West Coast, it's less. Yeah, I had a guy in Boise, Idaho. It's honest truth. The guy goes 25. I go 25. I think a first mortgage is going to be an awesome goal. And then I asked the guy, I go, what do you do to say 25 years? He goes, I'm a mortgage banker. Like that. I'm like, well, that cleared that up. So the idea is to say that the HERS scores represents the energy performance scores. And if we looked at what the goals are, Architecture 2030 created a vision to say, could we get to net zero houses? 100 being approximately the 2006 building code, let's say the 2003 to 2006 code was 100 points. As we've slowly progressed down the performance criteria based on codes or just performance attributes, HERS scores started to fall down. And if you look at 2014 right now, it says that we should be somewhere around 60. If we look at how that represents in the marketplace, you can see that this is a HERS score of 65. People are going online, learning about this stuff, and bringing that into their discussion process. How is the building consuming energy? Is it being responsible in terms of how it works? The ninth largest builder, this is Meritage Homes. They build mostly across the Southwest. They're about ready to move into Minnesota, from what I understand. There's a builder they're looking into. But they put their HERS scores right on their website. And you begin learning that if that becomes part of people's nomenclature, they start thinking about that process, maybe we'll have a better chance of watching that affect things. Lastly, here's their company is also promoting another product, and that's called their Net Zero Revolution, no utility bills. So if this is happening today as we speak, then what's the opportunity for the next 5 to 10 years? And how will we begin trying to achieve this kind of performance? When we rate installation performance in terms of how it's been installed, bats go through a level 1, a level 2, or a level 3 installation effectiveness. In the code for 2012, it says all bats must be installed to a level 1, which is nearly impossible to do. You would have to have your insulator out there with a crochet hook and a mirror looking back to the sheathing and kind of going like this, spend most of a good day and a half just fluffing it up. Because what we've been doing is putting bats in like this. That one's in, right? But how many chances do you have to do a good job installing insulation? Right? One chance to do it well. So I'd sure encourage insulation to be blown in fiberglass. I blew fiberglass, or blown cellulose too. I blew fiberglass in my first house in 1986. This is not a new technology, right? So we should net walls, blow the insulation in, customize the cavity with a fiberglass or cellulose. So that would be blown in insulation as a whole. So that's kind of the catch. The last area of concern is the house-to-garage connection. When a house gets insulated and airtight on the outside, we oftentimes forget the connection between the garage and the house. If I turn on a fan, what's the capacity for a clothes dryer? How much air does it suck out of a building when it's running? 110, about anywhere from 150 to 200 is the normal flow. Now, how often do the dryers run? Some of you guys have no idea. You just open the drawer and clothes show up. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that means you're absolutely living right if that happens for you. Okay, so some of us actually have to use the dryer. And so if you have to use a dryer, it can run anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, even more, and more time, a couple times a day. If I'm exhausting 200 cubic feet per minute out of the house, laws of physics is pretty clear about this, isn't it? Air being sucked out has to be equal by the air coming in. How quickly? Instantly. So I'm going to suck the air out, and do I want to pull it out of the garage? No. What's in the garage you don't want in the house? Everything in the garage you don't want in the house, right? You got gas cans, cars that have heated up from driving. So in the end, high performance to me is based on saying I expect a house to be healthy, safe, durable, efficient, affordable to operate, affordable to maintain, and oh yeah, by the way, affordable to purchase on the front side. We have to have affordability part of what we do, houses and budgets. We have to make sure those other things are in play. Do you get healthy buildings automatically? It's just part of the way you build, or do you have to do it intentionally? Combustion safety, backdrafting of appliances, indoor air quality, filtration, isn't that part of the health aspect of the building? Combustion safety in Minnesota really took a prominent play in about 1994 when they said no atmospherically vented appliances in houses, period. It was an incredible idea. Some states still leave open combustion in houses and allow the fact they turn on a fan and suck carbon monoxide back through. Durability. One of the great things. The number one cause of building failures, 80% of all building failures nationwide and worldwide are affected by one thing, moisture. Moisture, can we do anything about moisture? And all of us should be what level of experts at moisture management? Way up there. That should be one of the key things, the key fundamental things in your business is to first go, now, how are we going to manage rain? How are we going to manage soil water? How are we going to manage snow? Have you ever seen really good plumbing and really sloppy plumbing? Really nice HVAC work and really sloppy HVAC work. Is that always about money or is it about an attitude? So it's always about an attitude, right? Finally, if we look at the diagnostics, we have these tools to let us know how a house is performing. So between blower doors and duct blasters, isn't it important that we test the ducts? So a lot of people go, why do you have to pressure test the ducts? Who cares if they leak fluid? So you can compare that to plumbing. How tight do you like your plumbing? Get it close. Right? And tell the plumber, do you want me to pressure test this? Nah, it's good. It's good. Just hook them together. Try to get most of them. So I want to thank you for that. What we're going to do is take a little break.